Hello, everybody. So my Josh is about Moshe, because that's what we're reading about. So have you ever been given a task and you felt inadequate, not able to, not thinking that you weren't able to do it, right? Or you look in the mirror and say, "Why me? Why do I have to do this?" You know, um, surely there's someone else that knows more qualified that can do this much better than I can, right? Um, I I definitely feel this way all the time. But, you know, those of us who are in this situation are in um, amazing company, great company, right? Because we have our our Moshe as our example, right? We have one of the greatest, most humblest prophets or whatever to that felt the same way, right? So in the Torah, we have this verse here in Exodus 3, verse 11. And Moshe is speaking to Hashem, and he's saying, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" So he's obviously saying, I'm not worthy of this. I don't have the qualifications to do something like this. So who am I to do this? All right. And centuries later, we have Yeshua talking to his disciples, right? And I guess maybe they also maybe felt unqualified, or whatever the conversation was going on. And in John 5:16, Yeshua said to them, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit that will last." So just like Moshe, the disciples also were were chosen. They were regular guys, right? They were fishermen, tax collectors, workers, regular guys, but they were chosen for to doing great work, right? And so we have this example, right? We have these two examples. Well, two and plus all the different Talmudim, other examples. And and we know that Moshe was talking to Hashem, saying, "My speech, I'm bad at speaking, right? You know, give someone else to speak." And yet in the future, Hashem, what does He do? He gives him this great power to speak, right? Maybe not right away. Maybe from the beginning he had Aharon be speaking for him, but obviously um, later in the wilderness, Moshe was speaking directly to the people. Okay, so I guess the challenge, or yeah, your weekly challenge is to think about this, right? Think about this. Find some one area in your life you feel you're doubting that you maybe not be able to do, or you don't think you're worthy of doing, or have the qualifications to do, or whatever it is. But some kind of maybe you know uh, some type of work that you can do within our community, or what for something that Hashem wants you to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be in our community, but something that that Hashem is pushing you to do, right? And I want you to think about it and then write it down on a piece of paper, so it's in front of you. Like, Hashem wants me to do such and such, or I feel like Hashem wants me to do such and such. And then maybe you might even say, I don't feel qualified to do it, right? But then next to it, I want you to write, but God says that I am chosen to do this. Um, God will help me. God will give me power. God will give me strength to do these things, right? We don't do these things on our own. Hashem helps us. Hashem strengthens us. Hashem gives us the qualifications that we need. One of the I guess a saying is that God doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called. So if He has called you, He will qualify you, right? And another thing is interesting is that all these people that we mentioned, Moshe and all the disciples, may not been felt qualified. They were chosen to do something, but they actually didn't do it alone, right? None of them did it alone. None of them did it by themselves. Moshe had Aharon with him, right? And other elders to help him later. But even in the beginning, he had Aharon to help him, right? And then the disciples had each other to help them. They weren't all on their own. And so maybe if you may feel like you can't do this by yourself, then ask one of your friends or someone else in the congregation to help you out with this thing, and you guys could you'll be able to encourage one another to do it. And it could be like your friend, it could be someone, maybe even a senior elder that can help guide you. It could be your wife, your spouse. So it could be anybody that can help you. But know that Hashem will strengthen both of you, or however many there is in your group. Just like the Talmudim, He will strengthen you. He will give you what you need to accomplish the task, right? So, in closing, so you remember to do find out what one thing you think Hashem wants you to do, write it down, and then know that Hashem is going to help you and be with you throughout it. So, in closing, remember that the bush that Moshe encountered, it wasn't consumed. It was burning, but it wasn't consumed, which means to us that, if Hashem calls you to do something, you won't be consumed. It won't drain you completely. It might drain you a little bit, but it won't drain you completely. And Hashem will sustain you in whatever mission that is that He's giving you to do. So it's not your own strength, but the strength of Hashem that will allow you to continue on with whatever work He's asking you to do. All right? And so that is my drosh today. And may you go out and do what Hashem was asking you to do. Okay? So Shabbat Shalom.